let's get into the whole sonic seasoning. I'm interested to know what happens in our mind when we eat and listen to loud music.
I think loud music can become noise. If it's too loud, it can become unpleasant. And so part of what loud music will do will depend on whether we think of it as noise or whether we enjoy it or not. So if we don't like what we're listening to because it's too loud, because it's too noisy, then that will probably suppress our enjoyment of what we're tasting. The kind of sensation transference. The more we like what we listen to, the more we like what we taste. Probably loud noise and music does suppress sweetness, does suppress saltiness, as I mentioned, in the air. What it also does is suppress your ability to pick up the alcohol content in a drink. It's less discriminating. Beyond that, it does seem to lead to a significant increase in consumption in drinking. And so, for example, sort of mission statements of places like the Planet Hollywood or Hard Rock Cafe, they're going to have in their mission statement, we will play loud, fast music always, because it will lead to a 30% increase in drinks consumption.
Oh, they do say that. Okay.
Yeah. It's right there in black and white. And so I think does lead to drinking more. I think about not just about the loudness, but then of course the tempo of the music, maybe whether it's major or minor, and so on. It's there, and it's probably that is the sound is probably the easiest bit of the environment to change. Maybe they could increase their sales if they painted the walls Bacon Miller, it's kind of chewing gum pink, but that's kind of a bigger investment and harder to change back if you don't like it. Whereas music, it's really the one sense that we can instantaneously change, flip, experiment with, and that's part of them, maybe the magic or the opportunity.
And then what happens then when we eat and listen to different kind of musical styles and different tempos?
A lot of research to suggest that if our choice of what food to order, if we've got an option, say in a cafeteria or something, will be biased by the music in the background. So you play a bit of flamenco, people order paella more often, Nessun Dorma, Pavarotti, and suddenly it's lasagna that is going off the shelves. So you can use sort of ethnic or the music that people associate with certain countries or ethnicities of cuisine to bias their choice. If one plays classical music, then people will often spend more in cafeterias, in restaurants, in supermarkets, even if that classical music seems like incongruent with the concept. So I came across one study of a restaurant somewhere in California. Again, when they found playing classical music in an African restaurant also increased sales. So you can use that for that purpose. I think this notion of sensation transference, the idea that the more that people like what they're listening to, the more they say they like what they're tasting, is a powerful one as well. So it's another way in which music can affect us. And then the sort of final one that we're especially interested in is this idea of sonic seasoning, which is that music or soundscapes can be used to accentuate a certain taste, not just make you drink more or faster or spend more, but actually, dial up the sweetness, dial up the salt, dial up the bitterness, suppress the sourness, something like that. So we worked with British Airways a few years ago, and they had like a sonic seasoning tracks you could plug your headset into the armrest and listen to music matching the food. A few other airlines have tried that since, and now we're starting to see the emergence of coffee shops. There's a couple of coffee shops in Korea currently where you can come in, sit down at the counter, have a conversation about which coffee you want to drink. Is it the Arabian or the Colombian or the whatever, the Kenyan blend, and then put the headphones on, and there's music designed to match each of the coffees, and everyone's there kind of at the counter drinking their own particular coffee that they like, but having a headset on to listen to the music that matches that particular taste experience. So this pairing, the whole area of pairing food and drink started out, I guess, few decades ago, it was only something that happened at high-end restaurants with food and wine pairing. That was it. But interest in pairing as kind of an example of sensploration in a way. How do our senses connect? Has gone beyond food and wine to food and beer, to cheese and tea, to chocolate, and then beyond pairing foods and flavors, this why not pair tastes with music?